Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. And in today's episode, some people are going to probably find this funny. There's going to definitely be some Just a Robot fans that's going to, try to, oh, you're delusional. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. Fam, I'm just going based off of the situation this past year, just overall seeing Just a Robot in action. I'm going based off of that because the funny thing is that when you see the crap that Just a Robot is going through and you've dealt with them yourself, you're like, dang, it's either I was in that situation or I could have very well been in that situation. But that's the thing with like Just a Robot. He's not a unpredictable person. Like I feel however he treats you is how he treats the next person and stuff. And and I think that with me, I think that he definitely seen me as somebody that he wanted to have in his videos and stuff. And I don't know, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to make it seem like that I'm this, amazing content creator. I have my flaws. I have my problems. That's something that I'm not afraid to admit, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be, I guess, like a sellout. Like I don't want to be considered somebody where it's like, oh, when times get tough, he'll work with his enemies and things. No, that's not me. That's not who I am. Just a Robot, on the other hand, I feel like that's something that he would do. But yeah, that's not me. Like I've said that before when it came to, I guess, if that was on the table where I had to, or if I had to work with Just a Robot, like if I had two choices, work with Just a Robot or quit content creating, I did everything that I could with content creating. If it gets to that point where I gotta now work with people that had it out for me ever since they seen my videos, yeah, no, I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I did what I could. I put out as much content as I possibly could. Like, if let's just say right now, those are the only two things that I could do. I put out thousands of videos, all right? I felt like that I did pretty good when it came to streaming. I killed it with voiceovers. I'm trying to think, like, I'm not trying to put down no other creators that have done voiceover videos, but to have it where I didn't have voiceover videos reach of 20 to 40 million views. There was the one on Instagram where it reached 40 million views. I think the account behind it, I don't know, either they got the video taken down or they shut their account down. Either way, I'm like, yeah, I had a video on Instagram with almost 40 million views, and I'm like, dang, bro, I wish Instagram, because TikTok don't do that. I'm like, they don't have it where when a video shuts down, like, then you got it. Yeah, they'll just be like, oh, the original video is not available. You'll just have to watch this one. Man, Instagram is weird. But anyways, but yeah, I did everything that I possibly could. If it's getting to a point where I gotta work with my enemies now, no, I can't go out like that, so, but anyways, no, but I remember at one point in time, though, where Just a Robot, and that was something that kind of, stuck with me, because I'm like, it more so stuck with me in a way where I'm like, that's what you found out of all of this. Like, you found something where you thought that we can agree on, and we could be friends, or we can be business partners, whatever the case may be. But so years ago, there's this YouTuber that I got into it with named Minnesota Boy. He was this black YouTuber where he made, originally he was making normal content, but then at some point in time, I don't know, he got desperate and he just started making crazy content. One being the craziest, and you guys can actually watch the reaction that I did to it, because the original got taken down. But he did this racist rant about white people called "Dear White People, Why I Hate White People." So anyways, me and Minnesota Boy, we were going at it for a little bit. And then eventually, me and Just a Robot, we had started going at it. And so if you guys always, if you remember when I always talk on that night in December 2016, where there was a YouTuber that I was getting into, I think I named, dropped Minnesota Boy. I don't think I ever hid his name or who he is and stuff. So, but no, yeah, it was Minnesota Boy, I guess, for those that did not know, or if you didn't remember and stuff. Yeah, same guy. So, not to get him confused with Minnesota Burns. Minnesota Burns was this other YouTuber that did these Call of Duty trolling videos. Two different people. I don't even think, the crazy thing is, I remember when Minnesota Boy, he got hacked, And I feel like that's not a good thing to say, because I know people have tried to accuse me of hacking Just a Robot, and they're all like, wait a minute, there's another YouTuber that you ain't got into it with, and oh yeah, you're the hacker, I'm not a hacker. Trust me, I've said it before. If I'm going to be hacking, I'm going to be doing it for good. I'm not going to be doing it to waste my time and stuff on two YouTubers where it's like, I ain't even got to like mess up their channel, by hacking. They'll do it on their own. I'm like, Minnesota boy, he ain't even a YouTuber no more. From what I remember hearing, it's like he's doing like just random content. Like he ain't even doing the content that he was doing before and stuff. So, but and yeah, Just a Robot. I'm like I think it's like up in the air whether or not he'll come back and try to be a full-time creator and all that, because what he's doing now, I'm like, it ain't working, bro. It's not. But anyways, but no, yeah. So I was getting into it with Minnesota boy because at the time, one of his fans, him and his fan, was going around spreading this rumor that I was adopted, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is that a thing? Like, why is that? I guess, like, would that be news? Like, okay, if I'm adopted, I'm adopted. Like, what information? If you guys remember that movie, that Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison, and there was that scene where the villain of the movie, he had like that guy pretending to be a janitor. And he came back and he was all like, Billy likes Pepsi or Coca-Cola or some stuff like that. And he was all like, he was just saying a bunch of different, it's been a while since I've seen that movie. I don't remember what that guy said. I just remember how pointless it was. I'm like, fam, that's the information that you came back with, all the different things you could have been trying to tell me and stuff. That's what you, but that's what I felt like what Minnesota boy was doing. I'm like, for one, the information, it's false. I guess for those they're wondering, wait a minute, are you adopted? No. If I was adopted, I'm like, fam, then my adopted parents, it ain't even no situation where it's like all black people look alike. I look just, if my parents were adopted, like, or if my parents were adopted, if I was adopted, my adopted parents look just like me. So that's why I'm like, fam, that would be kind of weird. It's like, that's one of those things where I'm like, what, my biological parents adopted me. I feel like that's how that would go, I guess, because people would see my parents and they were like, I don't know how many, that's one thing about it. I don't know how many times throughout my like upbringings where I done heard, bro, you look just like your dad. You look just like your mom. You look, and I have always said that I'm like, yeah, I think I'm a blend between both my parents and stuff. Like I have some similarities of my dad, and then I have some similarities of my mom and stuff. But then on top of that, too, people have said that I look just like my sister, and so I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't think she was adopted. I'm like, cause ain't nobody told me that and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, it's just, but it would just, to me, it would just seem mad weird that other people are getting a hold of that information before I do, so like, unless I don't know, they work for the hospital that I was born at, and then they're like, yeah, the names ain't matching up, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, fam, I thought I would have known some information like that before some random guy on YouTube, but anyways, but no, yeah, me and Minnesota boy, we were going at it. It was one of those things though where it was like I wasn't worried, because this guy, he's a racist. It's like you can't I guess like overall it's like there's no fear in me, I guess, when it dealing with people like that, but that's the thing though, I felt like it's always been like that with people that I got into it with. More so, I think the only thing that would be running through my mind is like, it was more so with Just a Robot, was like, dang, when is my channel gonna get back into good standings and stuff. So but other than that, as far as like Minnesota boy doing anything to my channel, no, yeah, I wasn't worried about that. I was like, that guy. So the funny thing is that when he was going around spreading that rumor, he was telling a fan to go around and doing it stuff. And I can't remember how I found that out, but yeah, it was like once I found out that Minnesota boy was behind it, that's when I had made a video and I was calling him out and things. So Just a Robot, the funny thing is, and that's why I think he was a fan, because so we had got into it earlier that year. It was maybe like April, May, and I think it stopped up until like maybe in the beginning or halfway during summer and something like that. But overall though, I remember like we hadn't been talking to each other. We haven't been like, saying things. I didn't make no videos on him. There was never a reason for me. And that's something that I've said before, is that I forgot about Just a Robot. That's what kind of person that he was back then. He was a forgettable person. So anyways, I didn't mention his name. I didn't talk about him. I didn't make no videos about him. I'll have to say that was probably the longest. So like, yeah, it was from like summertime all the way to the end of December. That was the longest I went without doing, because yeah, now I'm like, people, they ask and I'm like, oh, this is what this situation was. This is, if I'm not talking about Just a Robot, then I'm talking about one of his fans, because one of his fans then said or did something crazy. So, but anyways, so yeah, fast forward December 2016. And I'm trying to think. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember me and him got into it. I just don't remember when exactly he uploaded that. Like, he uploaded a video about me where it was after we had that conversation that night. And I now think about it and I'm like, yeah, he was just doing that for content. Like, he wasn't doing that because he wanted to work with me, and maybe he did, or he just, I guess, because I know he was working on the Minnesota Boy video, and maybe he wanted to have my input on the video. But that's the thing though, where I'm like, I'm not going to allow people to insult me, insult my channel, have it where my fans are being insulted by your fans. I'm not going to have it where overall anything TMossBoss related is being insulted by you and your people. And then I'm supposed to just put that all aside. No apologies. No, hey, let's put this behind us. None of that. You come to my channel insulting me, and I'm supposed to just be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll work with you. I'll take your advice. No, it doesn't work, because my thing is this, right? So let's just say, flip the script. Let's switch roles right here. So I go to his channel and I insult everything that he done worked on. Let's his media reviews. I'm like, this is a horrible media review. I'm like, Rotten Tomato. No, I'm like, somebody that just started at Rotten Tomato writes out better reviews than this. I'm like, what? And they're like, and somebody with no experience. I'm like, I'd rather listen to one of my little cousins go and do a review on whatever TV show or movie that you're talking about. You hear how insulting that is? Anybody would be all like, but no, that's the thing though. That's every time. That ain't like, oh, there's just one occasion. No, that's every time when we have a conversation, I'm always insulting you. So out of nowhere, I'm like, hey, let's make a deal. You help me out with some stuff and I'll help you out with some stuff. Would you take that offer? I'm like, my thing is this. I don't care how much I'm struggling when it comes to content creating. Never would take an offer like that. Never. I'm like, it's one of those things where it's just, you sit down, you think about it, and it's like, bruh, really? Like, you just gonna ignore all the conversations that we had before, and I'm supposed to? But the funny thing is like, I remember how mad he was about that, and yeah, I think he was a fan to an extent, because during that time frame where I wasn't making no videos about him, wasn't talking about him, that's why I'm confused, because he says that I lied about him in a video, and I don't know if it was one of the earlier videos or if he's talking about a video in between. I'm like, fam, again, I did not make no videos. I remember it was like the summer of 2016 all the way up until December. December, that was the first time in a while when I had made a video on Just a Robot. Other than that, yeah, it was like, yeah, halfway during the summer or at the beginning. It was just at some point in time during that summertime. That was the last time I made a video on Just a Robot. Other than that, I had no desires on making a video on him. I'm like, and that's something that I've said before, and I'm saying it now. He was a small YouTuber. He did not pose as a threat. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this guy like, oh, let me fake subs, views, and likes and dislikes and all this other stuff, and then have it where I'm passing along that stuff over to me. So I'm like, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm like, nah, it's just some random guy that tried to make a name for himself. I'm moving forward in my life. It's like, yeah, I done got into it with the thing is this, I done got into it with numerous people where it lasted a little bit, and then at some point in time, it would just die off. So I thought that's what that situation was going to be. But no, I knew that he was watching my videos and I knew that he was watching my videos about Minnesota Boy, because I said that, I think it was somebody had said that, it was either Minnesota Boy or one of his people where they was all like, black people can't be racist. And so I think I had said it in the video where I was all like, black people can be racist. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I guess like, if it's a person that's not racist, then yeah, it's like, I mean, then that's just not, they're not being racist and things. But I'm like, yeah, a black person can look another person of an opposite color and say something racist to them. I'm like, it's racism. I'm like, it's one of those things. I'm like, what, I guess like for an example, it was, cause I think it was mainly, and there might have been some other cases too when it was, I think it was, Asian people that were being attacked, but I think it was, primarily, black people that was doing it and stuff. So yeah, I was like, yeah, it was one of those things. I'm like, fam, I don't know what they got going on. I guess what I'm, to just talk on that, I'm like, yeah, all them black people that were doing that, they don't speak for the whole race. I'm like, yeah, that's something that they were doing on their own, well-being. And it was maybe not well-being, wrongdoings. I'm like, yeah, that's what they were, that's what they overall was doing. But I'm like, yeah, them black people don't speak for everybody, but there are some black people out there that can, they can be racist and things. And so, yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things where I feel like I need to talk on that a little bit more, educate people. Cause I'm like, you got those, black people that fight against racism. And then, yeah, I think that's what they try to do. They try to make it seem like that we're talking about them. I'm like, yeah, of course, those black people can't be racist. But I'm like, somebody that's, going out doing videos talking about, oh, this is why I hate white people, and you're calling them all these racist, derogatory names and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's racism. I'm like, or hate, whatever it is that you want to call it and stuff. But excuse me. But yeah, I'm like, fam, it's hate or racism. I'm like, but I feel like at the same time, it's it's the same thing. Like you can't like argue with that and things. But anyways, but yeah, he was just the robot was like, oh, I was watching his videos or something like that, and he said that, and that was one thing that I remember we could agree on and stuff, that black people can be racist. Out of all the different things that I talked about, because I talk about a lot of different, like, with my podcast, well, because I didn't have my podcast at the time, but with YouTube videos, my thing is this, right? Because that was always the narrative with his, him and his fans, was that I sit there, don't do nothing. I'm lazy when it comes to content creation and all that stuff. Yeah, when it came to the reaction videos, yeah, I sit there in silence and just let the video play out. You pass by all of these different reaction videos, and the funny thing is, even in the Minnesota Boy reaction video, because I'm trying to think, how long was my video? Because I know that his video was a lot shorter, Minnesota Boy. But even there was like other videos that I uploaded where they had it's longer than the video that I'm reacting to. But okay, it was 11. Yeah, so the video was 11 minutes. I think Minnesota Boy, I wonder if somebody did like a re-upload of that video, or if there would be a way for me to find it and things, because yeah, it's one of those things. It's one I need to just, I'm gonna hold on for a second. I need to do a little bit of research, because yeah, it's one of those hold on. Nope, can't find it. Dang, man, that's messed up. I thought at least like somebody would have did like a re-upload or something, so at least then they're like showing me all these different things. I'm like, fam, there's like, they're showing like For Honor, and I'm like, what does that got to do with Minnesota? Hold on, maybe if I look up Minnesota Boy at the end of it and stuff. Let's see. Nope, showing results for, oh, hold on for a second. It's just showcasing all these other different videos and stuff. But yeah, the video wasn't that long. I remember the video being maybe, I think it was a few minutes. And but if you watch any of my other reaction videos, fam, I'm constantly pausing and talking, having it where it's like I'm telling my own story, adding on to whatever it is that's being talked about. Like, hold on for a second. Let me just find one of my recent reaction videos. Because one of my recent, it just overall, the point that I'm trying to make is that with, okay, so there's the one video game that's out where people are comparing it to Arc Raiders, where they're saying, did I not? Oh, dang, I didn't even, link the people that made the game and stuff. But Anyway, yeah, that was I'll do that afterwards, but no, but overall though, there's this game called the Forever Winter where people have been saying it's like a PvE version of Arc Raiders. I think that trailer was like 3 minutes or something. My video was almost 7 minutes long. I'm like, there's other videos that I've done where it's like they've been like, yeah, trailers where it'll be like a minute, 2 minutes, or if I'm doing body cam reaction videos where they like 10, 15 minutes. Or even videos I've reacted to of just the robots, where it's like, yeah, his video on me might be like 20, 30 minutes. I did a whole hour and stuff. So that's why I'm like, it's funny how he's selective when it comes to watching content. Like, and that's when, I guess, like, the point that I'm trying to make in this video is that he doesn't do no proper research. Like, him thinking that, oh, we can agree on that and stuff, and I guess like be cool with each other because we agreed on one thing. I'm like, there's probably millions of things that we can agree on. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be cool with you or work with you or help you out or you give me advice. None of that stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, overall, I'm like, yeah, the same Just a Robot that y'all are dealing with today, it's been the same Just a Robot that I was dealing with 10 years ago. So yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I just remember him saying that, and I'm like, bro, stop it. I'm like, that now you just try to push for something that's not there. I'm like, there's so many, for me, I've been a content creator for 15 years. So to have it where it's like stuff like that happens, it makes me think of other situations where it's like, it's kind of like clickbaiting in a way, where it's like, you make it seem like that, there's this like this crazy thing that me and TMossBoss agrees on, and it's that. Okay, then if that's the case, then yeah, we can both agree that, it's bright during the day and it's dark at night. We can agree that if you step on the gas pedal in a car, that the car is going to go either, I guess, like if you have it in drive, it's going to go forward, reverse is going to go backwards. What else? If you turn to I'm trying to think, well, I guess like out here, channel 7, but if you turn to a channel at 10 o'clock, The Price is Right is on. There's a lot of different things that we can agree on. That doesn't mean that we got to be cool with each other. So, yeah, man, it's one of those. But I think overall, though, he was a fan in a way. But he was just one of those fans that held grudges. Like, he was one of those fans where he wasn't really a fan. He was subscribed. Like, he did the same thing. It's kind of like an upside down thing. Like, yeah, like a Stranger's Thing type situation where it's like, yeah, a normal fan, well, yes, they subscribe, watch your videos, show love, show support, all that stuff. Him, on the other hand, he's doing the opposite. Like, he'll subscribe, but it's like he ain't, I guess, like, overall showing love and support and all that stuff. Like, nah, he just wants to be disrespectful and things, but overall, I don't even think, no, he ain't subscribed to my channel. But one of those things where it's like, yeah, he constantly will open up my channel and stuff. Like, it was like a ghost subscriber. I've talked on that before. You got them ghost subscribers where they're not subscribed, but they be checking your videos and stuff. Because I know there's some channels out there where I kind of do some ghost subscribing and things, where I'll check out a video here and there, but I ain't subscribed to them and stuff, just overall seeing what's going on and things. Not passing along hate, not passing along, no drama or any of that and stuff, just watching from a distance, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.